Hello, this is Taeyun. I had two interviews with two universities yesterday. I think people who are interviewing for tenure track positions do not need to be so concerned about impressing them or fitting in, because if you're already at that stage of interview, I think they are already impressed and willing to work with you and want to become your colleagues. More of the philosophical or theoretical conversations include why do you want to teach in this university? What does it mean for you and your career? And how do you see the success of the students? How do we think about the impact that they are having in the field and also in terms of their career? And also, how do you manage this very diverse set of students? I mean, some schools are more diverse than the others, and the diversity here could mean ethnic diversity, age, background, learning proficiency, English as a second language, or other kinds of varieties of different identities and ways of communicating and learning. And also, like, what do you think about the field at large? So in my application, I was focusing on arts, and specifically digital arts and new media arts. So many questions were around how do you understand the field? How do you understand your position in it? How do you see the school and the program fitting in or advancing that field? And that felt like a really productive conversations. I try to be as candid and straightforward as possible. I try to be as practical as possible about the action steps and what I could bring to the program if I became a professor. And other challenges that I've faced in the past in and outside academia, and how I handle those challenges, where I struggled, where I failed, and where I want to improve. So just being really clear about those things have helped me to engage with the committee and for them to invest more into my practice and my application. The practical things are like, where do you all live? How long is your commute? Like, how do you balance your individual research and the schoolwork and service? What are the culture of the students and how do the faculties share resources or offices? What are some of the typical day look like or week look like? How often do you go to teach? So these are the kind of questions that you could have for the faculties that they're willing to answer. So I think it's going to be a few weeks, perhaps around 2 weeks until I hear back from any of them. So there's one school that I interviewed in December that I'm still waiting on. There's two schools that I interviewed yesterday. I did apply to a few other places. I did not hear from them yet. And to be honest, I have a mixed bag of feelings. On the one hand, I feel like the interviews went really well, so I'm optimistic that I would hear back from some of them with positive news. But I'm also trying not to have my hopes up high because I just don't want to be disappointed, and I'm still planning other options in case none of these actually work out. And we'll have to see. It's nervous and uncomfortable, but I'm also just like super thankful for all these opportunities that I'm getting to interview. And I'm just thinking about what I can learn from these, how I can share these processes, and where would I be in all of these options, because these three places actually give a very different direction about my research community, where I live, and kinds of work that I would be able to do. So lots of hopes, lots of nervousness, lots of wishes and kind of like agendas that I would love to pursue if these opportunities come true. But also the plan Bs, plan Cs, and plan Ds. What if nothing works out? What if I'm like, have no option? And I still want to be happy if none of these work out. I still want my career to be progressing, and I believe they are, regardless of these recognitions. But I want to share these processes because I think a lot of people just don't know what are the practical steps. And I did not know any of these when I was starting out. And if I knew a little bit, I think I could have made better decisions. And possibly that could have led to a little bit of like less struggle and also less heartache and possibly more time to do what you want to do as a creative person, researcher, and educator. Nothing is free. You learn from mistakes and you move on. And in the process, you want to make sure that you're going to the right way. So I'll follow up if there are any news in the future. But in the meantime, I'm trying to update my portfolio and catch up on a lot of the teaching commitment that I have and curatorial practices that I have going on, and also trying to secure some funding for my creative practice. So I would love to make another video about the teaching statement, DEI statement, and cover letter. So hopefully see you soon.